Sorry about that. I had a data issue on my phone. Anyway, so she considers a field and buys it. With the fruits of her hands, she plants a vineyard. So again, she's taking, the assumption is that she's taking the money that she's earned. She buys a field, and then makes more profit from it. So she's a businesswoman. She's looking for opportunities and making the best of them. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong, so she's taking care of herself. She's not, she's not being lazy. Verse 18, she perceives that her merchandise is profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. So I see this as two different concepts here. So she perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Again, she sees an opportunity to make some income from the family or for the family and does that. And then her lamp does not go out at night. We talk about this in a couple of other stories in the Bible, but the lamp going out at the night was kind of a big deal. It showed that whoever was taking care of it was prepared, had enough oil in it the night before to keep it from going out at night. I imagine, obviously lighting a lamp in these days was not as easy as just flipping a bic. It was, I assume this was pre-matches, and so when the flame went out, they had to figure out a way to get it lit. I'm sure there were ways to do that, but I'm also sure that none of them were easy. So they just they kept certain flames going all the time for this reason. Anyway, so she plans ahead, she prepares. Verse 19, she puts her hands to the distaff and her hands hold the spindle. So these are two different parts of a loom or to make clothes, to spin yarn, whatever the case may be. Verse 20, she opens her hands to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. So she's generous. She takes care of the needy and those that are in poverty or whatnot. Verse 21, she's not afraid of snow for her household, for all her household are clothed in scarlet. So she's not afraid of winter or bad weather, because she's already making sure that her family is well clothed and taken care of. And it says that her house is clothed in scarlet. The footnote here is in double thickness, so she has thick winter clothes for her children and whatnot. She makes bed coverings for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple, so she's making sure the bed is covered and the things around the house are taken care of, and not taken care of on the cheap. Fine linen and purple were both expensive in this day, so she's not only taking care of it, but she's taking care of it well. Verse 23, her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. So when you first read this one, you may think that this doesn't really pertain to the woman herself. But I think it's pointing out that she speaks well of her husband, and that's part of the reason he is known in the gate, or maybe the whole reason he's known in the gate. And so the gates in this time were kind of their social atmosphere. The elders of the city would sit in the gate and talk and whatnot. So the gate was kind of where the social interaction, the community was built. So she's talking well about him in those situations, and that's why he is known. Verse 24, she makes linen garments and sells them and delivers sashes to the merchants, again, doing different things of business and seizing opportunities. Verse 25, strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. She's not worried about the future because she's prepared, and she's taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of. Verse 26, she opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. So she's wise in sharing that, and she is kind, and she uses kind language. Verse 27, she looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. So again, she's not lazy. She's making sure her household is taken care of. Verse 28, her children rise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. So because she is so diligent and so such a wonderful, woman, her husband and children are going to going to notice and going to praise her. And one example of a way to praise her, hint, hint, gentlemen, is in verse 29. It says, "Many women have done excellently, but you surpass them all." So this is, I assume, something that her husband would say, would say about her. And then verse 30, "Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised." So charm is deceitful. I think we've all known someone that when we first met them, we really liked them, they really charmed us, and then as we got to know them, we realized that that was not who they really were, or it wasn't, they weren't someone we wanted to hang out with in spite of our first impressions. And beauty is vain, it's temporary, it has no bearing on our current reality or eternity either. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. A woman who fears the Lord is not temporary. It's not vain. It's something to be praised and something to be valued. Verse 31, "Give her the fruit of her hands and let her works praise her in the gates." So, make sure she's able to keep her profits and, the things that she invests in, and let her works, everything she does, praise her in the gates. Again, this social atmosphere that people talk well of her. And I think that's true anyway. So, that's it for Proverbs 31. Again, any questions or comments, leave those below. Thank you all for being here, and have a good one.